Hey guys, it's Kugli again with another ROM review, and this time I've got Glamour S4 version 5. Yes, a long awaited next version of Glamour S4 is now available, and it's really a great ROM. It's a Note 3 S4 emulating ROM, so it has a lot of function from Note 3 mainly and from the latest version, and the only thing is that it is based on the MK6 version rather than the ML2 or ML4 version. I'm not entirely sure of why that is, but hey, it's there, so that's pretty cool. Let's get into the ROM now. First of all, what you will see here is the Note 3 style lock screen, which is the watercolor effect, with the watercolor effect. So that actually makes this thing pretty cool. You can see that. The wallpaper is also inspired from the Note 3 device, so you have that. Now the launcher is Note 3 launcher with the horizontal bars for page indicator and stuff like that, and with folders for each Samsung Galaxy Plus and Google apps. So you do have that. It has, the ROM initially is a 1.2 gig ROM, so that is a huge ROM for a 4.3 based ROM. So it has a lot of apps, a lot of functions and things like that, so that is cool. Now let's get into the settings menu. In the settings menu, you can see that the settings layout is similar to the Note 3 layout, so it has kind of a different approach than the S3 or anything like that. So I'm going to just walk through it. First of all, let's go to the About Phone page, which is here in the general. In the About Device page, you can see it says 4.3.1, which is actually not the case. It's 4.3. Baseband version MK6, build number is MK6 V5, that is it. Glamour S4/N3 ROM by Henry Life, which is, he is a great developer, he's awesome. Just go to his forum and look for advice or stuff, so that's pretty cool. Now with the settings, you can see that a lot has changed. So if you are familiar with S3 layout and you don't really want to get into every layout and mapping everything in your mind, you can just go to search and you can search for each option or each setting. For example, let me search for smart options. Now I have all the smart options in one screen, so I can just go for it. So that is pretty much an awesome feature. So you can go to smart screen option to have all the smart options in here, and it does have smart pause and smart scroll, which I'm presuming it works because the previous versions did have that working. So I didn't try it out with this one, so not sure. Still, it did work with the previous version, so I'm holding my horses on that. Rather than that, if you wish to go through each and every setting, there are a lot of setting, and especially in the device setting and controls, there are new settings like S Pen, which, I'm not sure if you can use an actual S Pen with this phone because the hardware issues may cause a problem, but there is issues. If you have a S Pen lying around, you can try it out. One hand operation mode does work. It is pretty cool to have that. This is one hand operation where you can resize it and things like that, so you can just use your one hand for each of the function. So that is pretty much awesome. So you have that option. Air gesture doesn't work actually, but there is options. It is available, so if you want to try it out, you can. Don't hold your horses on that. Also you have a lot of options. Also motions do work because it is a S3 functionality, so you do have all these. Thus it does work. Increase touch sensitivity, I haven't tried it out, but it seems to be working because, it increases. It is a slight change in the build.prop tweak, so I presume it will work. Now in the general setting, you have a lot of options here with accounts. Rather than just having a tab for accounts, you have one setting option for accounts, so you can go in there and add a few accounts if you want all the accounts. It does have safety assistance, which is enabled by holding both the volume keys. You can have a custom message and stuff like that, so that's pretty cool. It does have power saving feature, which is the best feature about a stock ROM. So yeah. What else do we have in the device setting? You can see lock screen. It does have two other lock screen settings like watercolor effect the names are a bit different. The ripple effect corresponds to watercolor effect, and light effect corresponds to ripple effect. So with ripple effect, light effect selected, you can select the ink effect also, so that will be a great feature. Let's just show you. So you can see the ink effect is working, so that is pretty good. Other than that, this one has a lot of functions which is corresponding to a normal ROM for S3, so I'm not going to get too much into that. Now in the Aroma package, yes, it does have an Aroma package. There is an option to have all these options in the quick setting or just a normal S3 function. So I'll get into the Aroma package later. So yeah, you can enable these things like smart pause and smart scroll, which are not in S3, but these are just cosmetic changes. It doesn't really work out very much. So yeah, now let me show you guys the Aroma package then. It does have 4-way reboot, which is really a great. So I'm just running the Aroma installer right now, so you can see all the things about it. So you can see it is Glamour S4 by Henry Life, version V5, January 25th, 2014. So that is good. Now we have terms and conditions and the changelog for V5. That is pretty important because a lot of FC issues has been corrected. Removed Christmas stuff from Aroma and stuff like that. So that is the changes. You can go head to the forum for the full changelog. So yeah. Now we have the option to wipe data partition user data, not the SD card. So if you want to have a pure experience, you might want to wipe it, and you can just install without wiping also. So that's pretty good. You do have EFS backup option. You might want to back up the EFS backup because this one does have a modem file, and if you end up flashing it without your consent, you need a EFS backup. I'm sorry guys, my lights went out, but I'm still going to finish this one. I'm sorry about that. And now bloatware install. This says bloatware install. You can see a lot of bloatware are available, so you can install all of these. It does have a few options for cameras. You can see it has Lenovo Supercam, normal Nexus 5 camera, or it does have Note 3 camera. Note 3 camera, the recording doesn't work, but the other function do work good. I did try out Note 3 camera, and recording just gives me a hang. So it does hang and causes a force close issue. So there. It does have story album and things like that, so it does work out pretty good. So I'm not going to get too much into that. Let's select next. GApps install. You can select what all GApps you need, what all are supported. You can just select everything, and the lights are back up, so that's good. Let's get to the other one. Launcher you want. So you can have modified launchers, 4x5 or 5x5. So it's your choice to have what launcher you need. Now the browser selection. You can have Note 3 browser or the stock S3 browser. So yes, you can see from here, Note 3 browser requires a lot of memory. S3 browser doesn't require that much of a memory, but still it's heavy. You have modifications like Acid Audio Engine, which you can have, or this is what I was talking about, Note 3 quick setting with smart scroll, reading mode, etc. enabled. But they are mostly cosmetic, so they don't really matter much. So yeah, you do have two kernel options: the stock MK6 kernel or the XXUGMK6 kernel with dual boot support. So you can have any of that. This is what I was talking about, the modem selection. You have MK1 modem, or you can just skip the modem and be with the modem which you were on. So that concludes the installation part, the Aroma package part. So hope you guys have had some kind of idea into what you are getting into. So that's pretty good. So it does have the normal Samsung boot animation. Just wanted to say that. So yeah, now let's see the Antutu benchmark score, which I thought was pretty damn good for a ROM which is supposed to be on a phone, which is this one with 18616, which, well, again, I'm really surprised because of this ROM is supposed to be on a phone with 3 GB RAM. Rather than that, it is running on a phone with 1 gig RAM. So it's quite surprising. I know the RAM doesn't play a lot of functionality into the scores of this, but still, that is pretty commendable. And speaking of RAM, you can just imagine the RAM will not be much. Free RAM will not be much because a lot of things are running. You can see the RAM usage is 700 MB RAM usage. I've just started the phone, and that's something which is really huge. And I know that most people who are going for this ROM may not be too much concerned about the RAM usage because they should know that this will consume a lot of RAM. I mean, there's only 120, 140. I mean, there's less than 200 megs left for the phone for the rest of the features. So that is something you need to keep in mind. So yeah. Other than that, it does have all the Note 3 apps and stuff like that. So you do have Action Memo, the Note 3 My Files, S Health, Story Album, S Voice, things like that. So you do have all that. Also these functions, Bloomberg Plus, which I do use a lot of times. So that is pretty good. Google Options. It does have motion shot from Sony, which is kind of like a tracking thing, so I'm not going to get too much into that. Scrapbook, S Notes, they are standard package, so you do have all that. So I guess that much is it about the ROM. Again, well, I forgot the battery. Well, again, as with the RAM usage, you cannot expect too much of a battery life, but still it does provide enough juice to last about what should I say, it should provide you with enough juice to last 1 day if you are cautious with the usage. So try not to be too much worried about that. So yeah, so I guess that much is it about the ROM. Hope you guys liked the video. Please share, subscribe and like the video if you found it useful. See you guys next time. Bye.